Welcome to LC Yoga. My name is Laura, and today is day 7 of our 7-day yoga challenge. So congratulations for doing yoga each day for the last 7 days and making a commitment or recommitment to your yoga practice. I'm so excited for you because yoga, for me anyway, was life-changing and continues to be. So I hope you've enjoyed the challenge as we've explored different ways of doing yoga. And today, we're just relaxing. So we're gonna do some supported poses, and we're just gonna take it really slow and just kind of cool it down and end the week on a really relaxed note. So get some props if you've got a bolster or a cushion, pillows, maybe some sweatshirts or a small blanket, and maybe even a block. Whatever you have it nearby because we're gonna kind of figure out what we need as we go. So if you're ready, get on your mat and I'll meet you there. We'll begin today in a child's pose. So let the knees go wide for this child's pose and slowly come forward. And just sort of let the belly settle in between the legs as you come down and rest the forehead with the arms reached out in front of you. No big stretch here. We're just grounding and just getting into our body. And start to deepen the breath. Inhaling for a 3 count. Exhaling for the same. Smooth inhales and exhales. Maybe engage your Ujjayi breath, oceanic breath, also known as yoga breathing. It's a slight constriction in the back of the throat, kind of like you do when you're fogging a mirror. Only do that with your mouth closed. As you inhale and exhale, it kind of sounds like the ocean inside. And what that does is slow the breath down, and it slows down your nervous system along with it. Now slowly, slowly start to come on up, walk the hands up, and come sit up on the heels. Maybe bring the thighs a little closer together, backs of the hands to the thighs, and close the eyes. Keep that Ujjayi breath going through the class. Or you may choose to just inhale for a 3 or 4 count and exhale for the same smooth, even breaths. Now come forward onto all fours just so you can walk the knees forward. And we're gonna go onto our backs, but we're gonna do a supported fish pose. So this is where you're gonna need some of your props. My favorite way to do this is with a bolster. And place the bolster long along your mat. And you can always use a rolled up blanket for this, towels, and kind of customize it for you. So you don't want it too high for you because that'll be a bit too much of a back arch. So start low and work your way up until you know what you need. We're also going to want to make sure that our heads are supported. So before you go all the way back, just kind of figure out, okay, is my head going to rest on this? Then okay, I'm good. And if not, then place something else behind, like a block or a cushion, so that your head is supported. As for the legs, it's up to you. You can have them long and sort of flopped open like a Shavasana, or you can place the bottoms of the feet together, knees out to the side, in a Supta Badakanasana. So we're kind of combining some poses here. Now the arms can go out to the side, and this is one of the biggest benefits of this pose is to open the chest and the shoulders so they can go out to the side. But if you start to feel any pinching or any tingling in your fingers, you may want to bring them down maybe to the upper thigh or just rest them at your sides. And we're going to be here for a few minutes. So make sure that it's comfortable, that you're fully supported. So there's no need to use any muscles here. And adjust your props accordingly. And you can close the eyes. And just let the body drape over your bolster or blanket. And come back to that breath. Now, if you start to feel compression in your back, a little bit is okay, but if it becomes uncomfortable in any way, any pinching or burning, you got to lower that bolster or blanket down or remove it altogether. Now stay where you are, but I'll show you an alternative if this is too much on the lower back. And you want to get some opening in the shoulders. You can always turn your bolster or blanket to the side, right? So it's perpendicular to your body. And here's where you'll need another cushion behind for sure. And you place it under the upper spine, right? Let the head rest back, and now you're still getting a little bit of an arch, but it's out of the lower back, right? And the legs can be your choice, Badakanasana or long. And you can still let the shoulders drape to the side. Now I'm going to put mine back where it was because it's just too good not to do that. But that's kind of the point. You find what works for you. Don't worry about what works for me. And then just relax into that and absorb. And it should feel good. Smooth, even breathing. Now we're getting ready to come out of this one. And we want to do it slowly. So take your time. Place the elbows on the earth and start to come up. Then the hands lift you up. Slowly, slowly. Remove the bolster or the blanket. And we're going to lay back down. So let the feet go long in front of you. Come on down. And there may be a little settling in the spine. It shouldn't be painful. Just let it straighten back out. Maybe placing the feet on the floor. Now we're going to do some light leg stretching. So let both feet go up to the sky. And we're not just stretching the legs here, we really want the lower back to lengthen out. We're kind of counterposing what we just did. So from here, start with the legs bent. And you want your spine long on the ground. Tailbone going toward the front of the mat. You can place your hands on the knees, or on the backs of the knees, the calves, or the feet if that's accessible. But we haven't been doing much warming up, so don't put any pressure on you to reach for the feet. And just stretch into the backs of the legs, lengthening the tailbone away from the crown of the head. Just a nice light stretch in the backs of the legs. Flex the feet to get a little more. As your body lets you in, maybe inching the feet or the hands closer to the feet. Bend the knees if you feel the lower spine rounding. We don't want any rounding, we want it flat on the ground. So bend the knees to keep that. If the big toes are accessible, you can grab those, but you can keep the knees bent and just work towards straightening. Come back to that slow, even breath. And with each breath, imagine the backs of the legs, those muscles getting longer and wider. Breathe into them. Now we'll take that one leg at a time. So release the left leg. And you can keep the foot on the floor, knee up to the sky, or reach the leg long out in front of you. Left hand to the upper left thigh. Just getting a little deeper into the right leg. Bend that right knee. Bring the left knee in to meet it. And then extend your right leg long or leave it with the foot on the floor. And let's take the left side. So whether you're holding the back of the knee, the calf, or the big toe, stretch into that left leg. Bending the left knee. Bring both knees into the chest. Give them a little squeeze. And then grab the backs of the knees and just rock up to sit. Bottoms of the feet together, knees out to the side. You may need to move some props out of the way. And Badakanasana. So come into your Badakanasana. Maybe the fingertips are behind you, spine long. We don't want to round. And start to lean forward. If the hands come out in front of you, let the chest reach forward so that spine can stay long. And each breath will bring you deeper into the pose. So feel free to close the eyes and just feel in the hips as they open. Inching the hands forward as you go deeper. Now on your next inhale, start to walk the hands back up if they came forward. Cross the legs and roll over the knees so that you're on all fours. And then step the legs back and we're coming into a prone position. So lie down on your belly. Now from here you have some options. You can stack the palms and rest the forehead on the palms. Or we can open the shoulders and the hips a little more. You can place the hands in cactus arms, turning the head to one side, and then raise the knee on that side. So it's sort of a frog leg out to the side. Now find the arm position that works for you. If this isn't much and you want a little more stretch for the shoulder, you can start to lift up with the side that where your knee is bent. You can use the knee and the hand to roll you over to the other side, stretching the shoulder. But if you're not into using much muscle today, you can lie right back down. Now from here, we'll get a little quad stretch. So bring your right hand under, well, the side where you've got the leg bent, right? Bring that hand under the forehead. And then bend the knee of the leg that is reaching back, the non-bent leg. Now it's bent up behind you.
and reach back with that hand and just pull the foot towards your glute, gently stretching the quad. Let the hips fall into the earth, and then it'll enhance the stretch without much effort. And release. Let's take that to the other side. So cactus arms, both legs reach long behind you. And then take it to the other side, bend that knee, and turn to look that way. If you want that shoulder stretch, just sort of start to rock up that way. This is fantastic if you spend a lot of time at a computer, as I do. And that can result in a lot of neck and shoulder pain. So if we can counterpose that at the end of the day, or at the beginning of the day, it helps so much. Remove that chronic pain. Lower it down if that's not fun. And we'll take that quad stretch. So this time, on the side where you've got the bent knee, place that hand underneath your forehead, bend the back knee, and reach for that foot. And pull it in. Let the hips drop. And release. Let's bring both hands under the forehead. Reach both legs long behind you. Maybe shake the hips out a little. Place the hands under the shoulders and come on up to all fours. And we'll do a little cat-cow to mobilize the spine. So as you inhale, reach the crown of the head and the tailbone up. Exhaling round the spine. And let's stay here for a second. As you breathe, maybe moving around a little side to side. Just finding the areas that need a little extra stretch. And come back to center. Inhale, arch it up. And exhale, round. And again, rock it side to side. Back and forth. Maybe going in circles. And last time, inhale, arch it. Exhale, round. Come back to a neutral spine. Walk the knees through and we'll come on down to sit. To lie down on our backs. And we'll do a reclined pigeon. So left foot to the floor, knee up to the sky. Bring your right ankle to that knee. Now you can stay right there, or you can lift that knee toward your nose and thread the needle. So reach your right arm through and your left hand around and interlace your fingers around that knee. And start to pull gently your left knee in toward the chest. Now keep the right knee pressing out. Right? You may even want to brace it with your right hand. Now, to protect the knee, we want to keep it pushing away from the chest as the left knee pulls in. Now, if If you're not feeling much in the hip, you may want to wrap your arm around your right foot. As you brace the right knee, place the left foot on the floor. Flexing the foot into your left elbow. You should feel an awesome stretch here in the right hip. Breathe into that and let it open. If you moved away from that ujjayi or long, even breath, come back to it. And help the right hip release. Now release the foot. If you had it in your elbow, bring the knee into the chest just for a moment. Place the foot on the floor and we'll switch sides. Left foot on top of right knee this time. And draw the knee into the chest, thread the needle. Gently pulling right knee in. Flexing the left foot. Maybe bracing the left knee so it doesn't come too far close to you. And our bodies can be different from side to side. My left side is always tighter than my right. So be gentle with yourself, give yourself grace. Feel your way through it. And you can lower the right foot and wrap the arm around your left. If that feels good, embrace the left knee with your left hand. Breathing into the hip, expanding it with the inhale, and releasing it with the exhale. Now release, and both feet come down to the earth. Stretch the legs long, and we'll come into Shavasana. So you can do this with legs long out in front of you, or bottoms of the feet together, knees out to the side, and in Supta Badakanasana. Your choice. Let the hands flop out to the side, palms up. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and sigh it out through the mouth. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. And let it all out. Let something go. Find your comfortable Shavasana. And let the breath go. Let it do what it wants. Now you can stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, let the bottoms of the feet come to the earth, knees up to the sky. Bring the hands to the upper thighs. Draw the knees into the chest. Give them a little squeeze. And then inhale, come on up to sit. Find a comfortable seat, cross-legged, half lotus, your choice. Close the eyes as the backs of the hands come to the knees. Thumb and forefinger touch. Let your left hand come to your heart and let your right hand come over the left. And we'll end today and this week of yoga with gratitude. Thank you for joining me for this challenge and for today's relaxing practice. Thank yourself for getting on the mat. And each day, that's all you have to do to have a yoga practice is get on the mat. Do the type of yoga that you need that day. Even if that is a simple meditation, even if it is a moment to just stretch a little and say thank you. So with my deepest gratitude, I'm so glad you could join me. Namaste. And aloha. That's our challenge. Thank you for joining me. Congratulations for finishing. Shaka to the sky.